Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. For those that are new, my name is Nelly. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about how he knows that you're the one. Different people have different signs. Whatever that works for you might not work for the next person. Marriage is a milestone. It's the beginning of starting a new family. It's about priorities and preferences. Whatever that works for you might not work for the next person. Research shows that when it comes to men, if they want to marry you, they can make that decision in less than a year. If he's not telling you that he wants to marry you, maybe he's not sure, or maybe he's still trying to figure out whether you're the right woman for him or not. Today we're going to be talking about how men know that you're the one. One of the things that you will know that you might be the one is he will involve you in all his plans. He will tell you whatever that he's planning for the future. He will involve you with regards to those future plans and decisions. If he's not telling you his future plans and his decisions and he's not letting you know, it could be that he's still deciding whether you're part of his future or not. It will probably come to a no shock that when a man is not involving you in his decisions and is not letting you know, that means you're also not part of his future plans. When he avoids to discuss his future plans with you, it also is a nice way of letting you know that you're not part of the plans. So stop asking. When you are in his future plans, when there are things that needs to be sorted out, he will involve you in those things. So sometimes if he's not involving you in his future plans and he's always talking about, this is what I'm deciding on the future, I want to do this and I want to do that, and it doesn't involve you in this conversation, then maybe you should think about it. I'm not saying you should just break up with him, but maybe at that moment he's not thinking about you in his future plans. The next thing that you will notice is you'll get to meet his family and friends. Now this is a big one. When you meet his family and friends, he probably wants to show you off to his family and friends. And he also wants to get their approval, even though he's decided that he wants to get to marry you someday. He just wants to see how you get along with his family and how you would get along with his friends as well. A man that introduces you to people that are very important to his life, it means you are also important to his life. He will also be transparent to you about everything in his life. He will communicate with you about everything, big or small. One thing he will not tell you is his plans that he has for you yet, because he's still trying to get to figure out, is he making the right decision or not? So he's still trying to get to know you. He's still trying to test you as well. Maybe to even try to see whether you're the nagging type or maybe the detective type. Even with his phone, he's an open book. He's got nothing to hide. He will leave his phone there and you'll be transparent with that. He's an open book because he's got nothing to hide. He's transparent about his likes and dislikes. This is when you have to pay attention about his likes and dislikes. He's deliberately speaking to you. This is when you have to pay attention because this is when he's testing you. So pay attention to this now. This is when he starts asking you questions. Questions to find out about your family background, your family history. If you are from a stable background, what your likes and dislikes. He also wants to find out about your beliefs when it comes to raising children. He just wants to see if you are both on the same page here or not. Maybe he wants children and you don't. So this is when this conversation comes in. He wants to know if you're on the same page with him or not. Both of you are going to have those deep conversations where you're getting to know each other. Sometimes it will be silent. It doesn't mean that you're silent because you're not talking to each other, but it means you're still connecting spiritually even though you're silent. You know, when you've known somebody for long, both connecting, you're both talking to each other silently without even saying a word. This is when you get to that point, especially if you've known each other for long, or especially when you spend too much time together. And the next thing, he will invite you to his church. When he invites you to his church, it means that he's already showing his church members that you might be the one. It's very rare for a man to bring somebody and invite them to their church if they don't have any plans for you, because they don't want to be seen bringing this girl and the next weekend it's another girl. So if he's inviting you to his church, it means he's involving you in his future plans. So take note of that. He will also spend time with you. He will spend a lot of time with you. He's never too busy to spend that moment with you. When your partner doesn't sacrifice anything that is important to him for you, then it means that you shouldn't be with that man. If he's not able to sacrifice his time for you, then there's something wrong here, because even the president has time for his wife. So why shouldn't he have time for you? If he's the type that's always apologizing for not spending time with you, then it means this whole relationship is one-sided. So you need to pay attention on that. It's a sign of letting you know that I'm too busy to spend time with you. And the next point is he thinks highly of you. This is a man who always got a positive opinion for you. He will respect and admire you because he sees that you're doing something for yourself. He knows that if he has to marry you, you're an independent woman. You won't rely on him all the time. If he has to marry you and something goes wrong, maybe he loses his job or he's in between changing jobs, he knows that you can take care of the family until he gets back to his feet. Because remember, when it comes to marriage, it doesn't mean that if the husband loses his job, it means you cannot provide. This is when you're a team, you work together. He will always motivate you as well to do what you do, and he will always give you that assurance for peace sake. He will not compete with you, but he will motivate you to be the best that you can be. The next point is he will love you. This is a person that you will not even pretend to be somebody that you are not, because he loves you as you are. And God will place that person to you. He is the God of the universe. He will take time to create that person that your heart desires. Maybe he's the kind of kingdom spouse that you've prayed for. So he will place that person to you, and you will feel in your spirit that this is the person that you want to spend your time with. By seeing all these qualities that I've mentioned, you will know that you might be the one that he wants to spend the rest of his time with. He will also invest in you. This is when he balances you in every way, as well as you balance him in your way as well. He will motivate you to become a better person and always encourage you to do the best you can be. If he feels he has to chip in and help you in a way, he will do that as well. He wants to invest in you to become a better person that you can be. Your plans will be aligned. This is when you notice that the things that you are thinking of doing in the future, they are also aligned with his plans. You're both thinking more or less the same thing, even though you haven't thought about doing it immediately, but it could be a future plan that you want to do. Your views would be aligned, but not necessarily parallel. This includes things like religious beliefs or maybe how you're going to raise your family. Sometimes your plans may not be parallel, but there will be some sort of compromise for one another. One of you will be willing to compromise for the next person. When a person doesn't find the necessity of compromising for the next person, it means they're not interested in having that person in their future. Because when you love somebody, there'll be a time when you have to compromise. Relationships are all about compromise. Even though there are things that you cannot compromise on that are big decisions like getting married or choosing a life partner, these are the things that you need to involve God in every of your decisions. If you're not going to involve God in those decisions, you might find yourself choosing the wrong partner. Some of these things you can compromise and some you can't. And the next point is he will give you hints. He will tell you he wants to get married. Maybe he may not directly say that he wants to get married to you. Pay attention to those conversations. You will notice that he will start saying we instead of I. Now, if he says we, it means he's including you. But if he says I, then it means it's still about him and about himself. it means that he's not including you in his plans. He doesn't involve you in his plans that he's planning for the future. And the next point is he will always be there for you, even when things are tough. He is a person that will demonstrate the ability that he will be there with you. He'll be there with you all the way and through tough times. He will show you that dedication. You know, there's some people that when things are tough, they just run away and they come back with 101 excuses. When a person is not there with you when things are tough, when you're most vulnerable, and they disappear and come back when they assume that things are much better, then you should know that person won't be there for you. No matter how much you love somebody, if this person is not showing that he's deeply committed to you, then you must know that even if when you get married to this person, there are times when you just won't have time for you. Luckily, when it comes to us women, you have a decision to say, yes, I do, I want to marry you, or no, I don't. So you can make that decision whether you want to stay with this person, that you can fully see that he is not committed to you. Whatever you decide on, make sure that you fully understand what you're getting yourself into. And there's so many ways to know whether you're the one. Remember, every situation is different. Some people, they will know immediately that you might be the one, and for some it takes time. But one thing I know is when a man knows that you're the one, they know immediately. Thank you for watching. If this is content that you like, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you on the next video. God bless you.